Today, I'm going to see if I can get a King's Guard horse to react to me while I try to stay calm and not get kicked out. I'm actually at the scene where a King's Guard horse was provoked by a tourist, and I have to say, it's a pretty big deal. The King's Guard is a symbol of London in the UK, and people come from all over the world to see them. Tourists often misunderstand how to interact with the King's Guard. They think it's okay to touch them, or get really close, but the truth is, these guys are trained to stay still and composed, no matter what's happening around them, and their horses are just as disciplined, but that doesn't mean they won't react if they feel threatened or provoked. People need to understand that the King's Guard are not just guys in fancy uniforms, they're highly trained soldiers, and their horses are an important part of their duties. The potential consequences of provoking the horses can be serious. They're powerful animals, and if they feel threatened, they can lash out, and that's not something you want to happen. Some tourists just don't get it. They think it's funny to try and get a reaction out of the horses, but it's not funny, it's dangerous, and it can ruin the experience for everyone else. The King's Guard has a long history, dating back centuries, and their training is rigorous. They have to be able to stay calm and composed in any situation, and their horses are trained to respond to every command, no matter what's happening around them. It's really impressive to see, and it's a testament to the skill and dedication of the King's Guard. The horses are trained to behave in a certain way, but they're still animals, and they can get stressed or anxious if they're provoked. That's why it's so important to respect their space, and not try to get a reaction out of them. The King's Guard and their horses are a beloved part of London's culture, and people come from all over to see them, but with that comes a responsibility to behave in a respectful and considerate way. The horses are not toys or props, they're living creatures, and they deserve to be treated with respect. The King's Guard are ambassadors for the UK, and their behavior, and the behavior of their horses, reflects on the country as a whole, so it's really important that people behave in a way that's respectful and considerate. The moment the horse reacts to the umbrella is pretty shocking. The crowd gasps in surprise, and some people even scream. It's a really intense moment, and it's a stark reminder of the potential danger of provoking the horses. The guy with the umbrella had no idea what he was getting himself into, and he's lucky that nothing worse happened. The horse could have easily kicked him, or worse. It's a really sobering thought, and it's something that people should keep in mind when they're interacting with the King's Guard and their horses. The reactions of the crowd are pretty varied. Some people are shocked, some people are amused, but everyone is definitely surprised. It's a moment that you don't expect to see, and it's a reminder that the King's Guard and their horses are not just tourist attractions, they're living, breathing creatures that deserve to be treated with respect. The potential danger of such provocations is very real, and it's something that people should take seriously. The incident with the umbrella is a pretty clear reminder of why it's so important to respect the King's Guard and their horses. They're not just symbols of London, they're living creatures that deserve to be treated with dignity and respect, so let's all try to be a bit more considerate and respectful when we're interacting with them. If you've had any experiences with the King's Guard or their horses, I'd love to hear about them, and if you're interested in learning more about tourist etiquette in London, be sure to check out my other video on the subject.